my rare hunters. It is I, MariK. Today we've got another Dragon Ball Super deck profile. This time it's Goku Black. We played this at the tournament, which is now yesterday. I actually had such a rough day yesterday that when I recorded the deck profile and then went to edit it, today I realized I was not in a good mindset yesterday for some reason. My memory was gone within 5 seconds. Even my buddy Patrick that went to the tournament with me knows we'd be talking about something and I would immediately forget what we were saying. Just forget the whole conversation happened. So I'm not sure what was wrong with me. Anyway, so that tournament was yesterday. We played Goku Black. This deck was a lot of fun. We experimented with him before, but never played him in any type of tournament environment. We did get second place. We got these really dope-ass Zamasu sleeves. We already had 3 Vegito sets, so I thought, why not get Zamasu this time? It's perfect for the Goku Black. Although I'm kind of irritated, Kid Boo's on there. We don't have a Kid Boo. That's a whole other issue. Anyway, so the cool thing about the Goku Black leader is his ability, once per turn, if you have 2 or more blue energy, you can choose one card in your life and place it in your energy, but then at the end of the turn, you choose an energy and put it in your drop area, which is really cool because then you can, the one you put in your life can be active, and you can send a tapped energy to the drop area instead, since you can choose whichever one. That's really cool. And you're going to use that ability not often, but you're going to use it when the perfect time to get you to 6 energy is, so you can ramp up and then play your go-to cards. Now, on the Awakened side, this also helps with the fact that this being a ramp deck. Goku Black's Awakened side, his permanent, when you get to 2 life, he gains 5,000 and double strike. And of course he gets the draw, +1 draw every time he attacks. And it's really easy to get yourself down to 2 life, especially with this deck, and I'll show you why. The first card in the deck, obviously, is one of my favorites. Energy Boosted Majin Buu. We run 4 of him. Now, the reason we run him, we chose to run him over Gawasu, because when you play Gawasu, you look at the top 3 cards of your deck and you add 1 god from your hand, or from your deck to your hand. But with only 3 cards, sometimes you're not going to hit one. We do run like 15 different gods, but you're not always going to see it. Whereas with Buu, it's a guaranteed +1. You may not get to choose what you want, but at least you get that +1 no matter what. So I kind of like that a little better. It's a little safer, at least in my opinion. But I did consider Gawasu really hard, to be honest. One of the prime cards in the deck, for sure, is Bulma, God Tempter. Another strong 1-drop we play 4 of. Her big selling point, obviously, is her auto. When you play her, you get Whis from your deck with 4 less energy. And, you know, so you get that +1, and you get the Whis to speed up your deck. Now, we run 3 Whis, the Resting Attendant, again, for the ramp ability. When you play him, you add 1 card as energy from the top of your deck. So you get to basically go turn 4, now you're in turn 5. Or if you play him on turn 3, now you're on turn 4. Or technically you're turn 3, but you have 4 energy, then he would get 5 energy. Now, we were running 4 Whis, but I was finding in playtesting I was drawing into too many Whis, and I didn't like that. Plus the fact that he's a +1 to combo, he was dead in my hand a lot of the time. So we decided to take 1 out and add something else in. I'll get to that in a moment. The other card that we ran for the ramp is we ran 4 Objection. Now, initially, I hated this card, and I still am not a super big fan of it, but for the purpose of this deck, it is extremely necessary. For 2 energy, you get to put another card from your hand down as energy, so it speeds you up. Great early game. After turn 4, this card's really pretty dead. I mean, you can play it, but it really doesn't help. I just play it as energy. So unless I get it before turn 4, it just doesn't matter. and by turn 4, Whis is kind of better, unless you want to play extra stuff on that same turn, but really good early game. After that, not so much. Now, the point to all this ramp is to play the star of the deck, which is Joyful Strike, Goku Black, Rose. This card, I love this card. Ever since I pulled my first one, which in this case I have 3, or I had 3 at the time I built the deck, which is actually why I built the deck, because I had 3 of them. He's got Double Strike, which is good but irrelevant. The point to this card is his auto. When you play him, your leader is Goku Black or Zamasu, which obviously it is. You take 2 life, and then you untap 6 of your energy. So you essentially play him for free, draw 2 of your life, and 9 times out of 10, doing so would get me into the 2 life range, where my leader would gain the +5 and Double Strike. And this card is fantastic, and lets you play a second one, hell, if you wanted to. Actually, during one game, I think it was round 4, I had 5 life, and I dropped Joyful Strike, Goku Black, Rose, paid 2 life, reset my energy, dropped a second one, paid my life, reset my energy, and then I dropped another card after that as well. Now, initially, we were running 3 Unstoppable Despair Goku Black. The reason being is because I could Joyful Strike and drop him. I could drop Joyful Strike, pay the life, reset my energy, and then drop Ultimate Despair. Or we run the 2-drop in the deck as well, and I could evolve him. The cool thing about Unstoppable Despair is he's got Triple Strike, which that's nice, but that's not really relevant. What matters for him is when he evolves and your leader is Goku Black, you get rid of 3 of your opponent's energy. Now, setting up an opponent back either on turn 5 or turn 6, either way, sending them back to 2 or 3 energy that late in the game hurts bad. However, getting to the point where I could drop Joyful Strike was great, but I would either have to not drop Joyful Strike when I could and wait a turn to play Black, Unstoppable Despair, and it just didn't work out as well. So we took them out, and we put in 2 Vegeta Prince of Speed. Now, this card actually came in clutch in every match we played him in. He's got Double Strike, which is good, but when you play him, if you have 5 or more energy, which you're going to, draw 2 cards, because we don't evolve him, obviously. So that +2 really helps, especially when you Joyful Strike and then you drop him. They both have Double Strike. That's a lot of damage on the board. We took out the 3 Unstoppable Despairs for those, and for 2 Returning Evil Golden Frieza. Now, I know that's 4 cards. That's where the 4th Whis went. We took him out so we could add an extra attacker. Now, he also has Double Strike, which is good. Now, his auto is really cool, though. When you play him, you can choose a battle card and return it to your hand, and then you can choose one of your opponent's battle cards and put it on the bottom of their deck. So you can actually reset some of your stuff, which is nice. You can reset a Boo, get an extra draw when you want, or you could reset. Hell, if you were ballsy enough, you could reset Joyful Strike. You can reset Raging Spirit Gohan, and then you can play him again on your next turn. But being able to put a troublesome card on the bottom of their deck where they can't touch it, really, really helpful. Now, I made mention of this card earlier, but we run 4 of the Warrior of the Gods Goku Black. Initially, we ran him to evolve him into the Unstoppable Despair Goku Black, but without running it, he's just kind of in there. We did drop him a couple times, but more often than not, he either became energy or he became just like combo fodder from the hand. I couldn't really figure out anything else to put in the deck. We actually made the swap to the Friezas and the Vegetas right before the tournament. I didn't have a chance to playtest those, so Goku Black just kind of stayed in there. He was just kind of like themed energy or themed combo, whichever was more important at the time. Now, we also had these in there, partially for that Goku Black, but we run 4 Zamasu the Invincible. Even without that Goku Black on the board, this card is amazing. The fact that he cannot be KO'd and the only card that can make him leave the field, period, is the 7-drop Zen-Oh. Now, if you really wanted, you go out of your way and go like Cold Bloodlust, negate his ability, or if he attacked, peel off, negate his ability, and then destroy him with, you know, something. But otherwise, that's just, he's just not going anywhere. Now, he doesn't do anything else aside from that. If you have Goku Black or Zamasu for your leader, he's 3 energy instead of 4. Not that big a deal, but the fact that you have a 1500 that even if in rest mode, your opponent can't kill, that's an extra attack you get every turn. And speaking of extra attacks, my favorite card to combo with, Raging Spirit Son Gohan. Obviously, I run 4 of these, just like I did in the Trunks deck. I prefer to play him on the defense, just because then I can drop him in rest mode, then my turn comes around and I can switch him to active and attack, versus attacking with him, dropping him, and then he's there a turn, could potentially die. I will if I have to kill something, but more often than not, I played him on the defense, because for 1 energy, he's a 1500 beater. I mean, that's not bad, and it's a free attack that your opponent has to combo out of to not take damage from it. Now, as with every deck, you'd be pretty foolish not to run 4 of your colors draw cards. So we run 4 boost attack Piccolos. There's no reason to ever run less than 4, and there's no reason to never run your colors draw card. There's just not. It's a free 10,000 energy, a free 10,000 power, and you get to draw a card. There's no reason to never run less than 4 of those. Of course, with this being a blue deck, we run, you know, the basic 4 Sensu Beans. Resetting your energy to play more stuff is great. I actually played this 98% of the time. I played this on the defense. They would just sit in my hand and accumulate, and I wouldn't play them because I didn't really need it with the offensive pressure because I already had plenty of offense. So it would sit in my hand. My opponent would try and combo super hard to take out my life when I get down to, you know, 2 or 1 life with the leader awakened, and then I'm just like Sensu, Sensu, Sensu. They're in, you know, play out a couple other cards. Their attack fails. Now Goku Black's at 30,000. Nothing they have can touch me, and they can't combo any farther. Sensu's just too good, and if you can run blue in your deck, that's why. That's the biggest reason to run blue. The other reason to run blue is for Whis' Coercion. I mean, in my opinion, it's the best negate we have in the game. You could argue that Vados is okay. I do run Vados in a Vegito deck, just because I don't want my stuff getting killed because Vegito's too resource heavy to lose anything. Separate issue. But with this particular deck, you just negate shit, and then reset your energy, and with all the stuff you have in this deck, having so much energy that you can toy around with really helps out a lot. Speaking of toying around with energy, no better card does that than Zen-Oh Button. There are so many times that I had Zen-Oh and I wish I could play it on my turn that I understand why they didn't make it that way. But even so, resetting all your energy and then going, hey, I've got a bunch of shit I can do, there's no reason not to. Running 4, it's arguable. There were times where I drew 2 or even 3 within the first couple turns. I'm like, alright, I'm going to play 1 as energy. I'm going to play 2 as energy. Why not? But then there was a game where I didn't draw any, and had I drawn any, I would have ended up winning that game for sure. Would have had no problems. Now, before I get into the side deck, I just wanted to show this off because this really made my night, especially after as badly as I feel like I played. The promo pack I got for entering, of course, was a non-foil Android 17 promo. So literally the 4th Android 17 promo I had. I actually traded that to a buddy of mine for Light of Hope Trunks because I wanted this from my Trunks deck. I didn't want to run a 4th 17 in my Android 17 deck. I know that sounds kind of funny, but you don't need that many. And this Trunks card's really good. Hard to get because it's a set 1. And then from the prize packs that I got for getting 2nd, I pulled a 4th Joyful Strike Goku Black Rose, this being the third holo, so I'll switch out the non-holo with this. I could run 4 of these. I don't know that it's necessary. That might be one of those things I'll just have to play test around with to see. But such a gorgeous card. It's depressing how much it's gone down in value, but the fact that it's still worth a good bit, you know, it's still nice. Now, the thing that's really crazy is the other card I pulled, that determines Super Saiyan Son Gohan. This is the third of these Gohans I pulled. This is the second foil I've pulled. This card is worth like $70 to $75 for the holo, which astounds me because Goku Black used to be $95 for a holo and like $80 to $85 for a non-holo, while that Gohan was only like $40 for a holo. So they kind of switched places, and I'm not quite sure why. Personally, the Gohan's good. He really is. He's got crit. When you play him, you can destroy KO any battle card your opponent controls, but Joyful Strike just seems so much better to me. I mean, but, you know, that's just my opinion. Now, the side deck, really, we just kind of threw together before we played. Round 1, we played against a new guy. He hadn't been there before, and it was cool to see a new person. We sat down, you know, I played my Goku Black leader. He plays the Future Trunks leader, and I turned to my buddy, and I go, man, I'm gonna be really pissed off if I'm playing against my own Trunks deck. You know, we roll the dice, he goes first, he plays a green Trunks for energy, drops Slasher Trunks. I was like, are you serious? You're playing my fucking deck. And he was like he didn't know what I was talking about. He's like, what? I was like, this is my deck. I built this deck and I went undefeated in a tournament with it. And he was like, oh, my buddy Alex gave it to me to play with today. I'm just playing it for him. And I was like, Alex, you son of a bitch. Because when I played him round 3 at that tournament, and I beat his cell with it, he liked the deck so much, he's like, I'm going to build that deck. So, you know, after the tournament, I showed him it, gave him the deck list, whatever. I didn't know he actually built it. So having to play my own Trunks deck was kind of intimidating, but since the guy didn't know how to play it as well, it wasn't as bad. I still think I could have gotten around it, but I feel like it would have been a little more intimidating had I been the one piloting it. Not so much to overhype my own skills, because I know I'm not the best at this game, but since I know how to play the deck and I know what to do with it, whereas he had never played the deck before outside of like a couple playtest matches. But we ended up playing against him, we beat him. Round 2, we played against a Zamasu player, which it was weird because it was kind of like a mirror match, but at the same time it wasn't. He did run Joyful Strikes, he ran Objection Ramp, he did not run Bulma and Whis, but he would Joyful Strike into the 10-drop Fuse Zamasu. That thing was kind of a bitch, but it only got to attack me once before I got rid of it. Actually, I'm not even sure I killed it. I think I just killed him because I kept track of his life, and I knew I was telling him every turn. I was like, "You got 4 negates before you lose. You got 3 negates. Now you got 2." So I wasn't really so much worried when he dropped that. But he played so slowly that game 1 took all 40 minutes. So side decking was kind of pointless. But in the case that I was going to, 4 Mafubas were going in that deck to stop his Zamasu cards, because Zamasu can't be KO'd. The only Zamasu that can be KO'd is the Special Pack promo. He's the 4-drop Union Patara for 2. He's alright, but for, you know, the 4-drop and the 6-drop and the big 10-drop, this was going to be my trump card against that deck. But we were going into game 2 in turns. So with him having 2 turns and him going first, he wasn't going to be able to kill me, so he just scooped. There's no point in playing it. Round 3, we played against a Ginyu deck, and I'm not sure what happened. I was making some terrible misplays after misplay, and it did not go my way. Game 1 took 35 minutes, so like I wasn't using my head, and I should have sided, but with 5 minutes left and then turns, I was like, I gotta go in, I gotta kill him as soon as possible. Otherwise, had I thought about it, I would have sided in the 4 Sun Gotens. Sun Goten pretty much kills everything in that deck. The only thing it will not kill is the 6-drop Ginyu. That's it. Everything else in that deck is 3-drop and below. So Sun Goten would have been perfect, but I wasn't using my head, and I really regretted it. Game 4, or round 4 rather, I played against Vegito. I had played against this Vegito guy before. It was the same dude that when I played Trunks, he dropped the secret rare Super Saiyan Blue Ultimate Vegito on me. And he didn't drop it on me this time, of course, but played against him. I made some misplays there. I made one really fatal misplay that I'm still so pissed off about, and I don't even know what happened. I was not in my own head yesterday, and I actually forgot to charge an energy. Because I forgot to charge that one energy, I couldn't do anything. I couldn't drop my Joyful Strike. I was dead. I was a fish out of water, and it really screwed me over. I had Group Leader Pilaf in there. Kind of would have helped against the Vegito stuff, but this card would be better if it was just a negate. If it was just like an effect negate and not a attack negate. Or an attack counter, I should say, because it doesn't negate the attack. But that's what we have Bloodlust for. But the thing is, Bloodlust is yellow. I actually have no desire to play anything yellow. I thought about playing Cooler, but again, that's a separate issue. And then, just because I didn't have anything else to play, and I thought, why not? Unyielding Spirit Trunks. You just combo him for free, and then you can reset 1 energy. So, not really that big of a deal, but wasn't bad, and considering I threw the side deck together in all of, like, 10 seconds, yeah, you know, I thought we came out alright. But all in all, we did get 2nd place, so I was really happy about that. I've got another tournament going to this weekend. I'm not sure what I'm going to play. I want to play something else so that I can do another deck profile with it, or so I can see if it's good enough to, you know, get 1st or get 2nd. But I don't know. Maybe I'll play Vegito if I can get the new blue Vegito with the new blue Goku and Vegeta before the tournament. If not, I've got a green Gohan deck I could play, but I doubt I would do that. So really, it's up in the air. But anyway, if you guys enjoyed this video, or if you guys like the deck idea, if you want to try it out, have at it. I had a lot of fun with it. The only issue is trying to get the 3 Joyful Strikes. They dropped down in price, but they are still kind of expensive. But if you can get those, then you can easily build the deck. Everything else in the deck is just super cheap, besides, like, I mean, Sensu, Whis, and Boo are a couple bucks a piece, but shouldn't be that hard to get a hold of them if you don't have them already. Anyways, hit that like button down below for us if you're enjoying the deck profiles, or if you want me to do more of them. I'll keep them coming as I keep doing well with different decks. We really appreciate the support, though. Really appreciate all of our subscribers. We're at 124 last time I checked, and that's just awesome. The growth the past couple days has been really, really appreciated, and I just want to thank you guys. You guys are fantastic. Let me know what you think of the deck, though, in the comments below. I liked hearing from you guys on the Trunks and Android 17 videos. Or let me know how you think this deck stacks up to the Trunks or the Android 17 deck. I know you don't have, like, you may not have the play experience from it, but just let me know what you think about this deck compared to those two. I'd really appreciate the feedback. But we are going to go ahead and get the freak out of here now, and we'll see you guys in the next video.